For the first time in Toronto Raptors 24-year history, they will be headed to the NBA Finals.
Vindicated, bitch.
Can karma come alive? Will the Maple Giants finally arrive? Or will the Claw and Co. forget about Dre? Tune in to find out on The Ball is Bay, your favorite NBA podcast in an Indian accent. Back at it again for our NBA Finals preview show. Guestless, anxious, but full of the right vibes. We are present on all your favorite podcast listening stations, unless you're from the future and SoundCloud has re-emerged as the podcast boss. Check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Stitcher, Internet Archive, and on good days, even YouTube. Renting space online is not too expensive, but being the broke-ass bitches we are, we'd probably have to start our own Patreon platform or take out a loan from the generous banks of India. Speaking of a loan, I've got with me, as always, co-host Basketball Gyani, player at some scam New Jersey semi-professional team, and eater of Luxembourgian food for the past 2 months, Vineet Divaya. Vineet, say hi.
Hello, people. I was going to do the Kawhi laugh and start it off, but then I practiced it a couple of times and I couldn't really
You couldn't get it out.
Yeah, it's a very unique laugh.
I think it requires you to be an introvert at heart. Like, you can't pretend to be that. Like, at heart,
I am
you're
kind of
an
introvert at heart.
What a lie! What a lie! Please stop lying
At heart,
like that.
but profession, I'm pushed to like be an extrovert.
Yeah, you're the only person I know who has no problem who loves dancing and does not drink. So in my head, that's like how do people even do that?
True. I agree.
How do people do anything at all? Yeah,
Without drinks, huh?
yeah. I mean, that's a different perspective. I have little alcoholic issues. Nobody, please do not listen to this. Sorry, Mom, that's not for your ears. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got the finals we kind of wanted, but we didn't really know that we wanted. The Raptors versus the Bucks. Oh, wait. That's not right. The Raptors versus the Warriors. This is the NBA Finals we're talking about. It's happening in 2 days. By the time this pod is out, it might be game 1 time already. So
Probably not.
Probably not. Why?
Because you're going to work day and night to release the pod out on time. Yes, Ashwin?
Yes, that is true. This is my word on this podcast, which hopefully means a little bit.
Something.
Anyway, something, yeah. Our last guest predicted a Toronto in 6 prediction, Miss Nikhila Makkar. Shout out to her. She did publicize our pod a little bit.
She did. I mean, it was the highest amount of engagement we got on a tweet about our pod.
Absolutely. And we've been doing it for like 2 years now.
Yeah, we've been doing it for 2 years, and even like the great Hoopistani and all of them tweeted it, but really no one interacted with it. But we got such great 4-5 replies to the tweet. Some people heard it. And they commented on the content of that pod. I was like, oh my God. People are like really, listening to our pod. And, our numbers are also growing.
Numbers are also growing. But we are going to keep them growing again and again.
More and more.
That's the word. Yes, more and more.
But I think we crossed our goal of.
We have more than crossed all our goals for this at the beginning of the season, and I think we were a little bit too modest in our in our projections. But no big deal. We'll project even less modestly in the coming seasons. Yes.
We don't have high hopes for ourselves.
No. But we do have high hopes for the pod.
Yes.
Okay. Vineet, let's get to the point. I mean, not the main point, but the auxiliary point. Bucks versus Raptors. We said that if Kawhi goes on Giannis, that could be an issue for Giannis, and it turned out to be absolutely true. The Bucks bench forgot to show up for games 5 and 6. Game 5 even at home, and game 6 blew big leads in the third quarter. Went into the fourth quarter with a lead and then lost it. Couldn't really make shots in the fourth. Couldn't really do much. Kawhi, probably one of the most used terms, imposed his will on the team. Yes. Especially in that game 6, I think what was most remarkable was for the first 3 quarters he didn't do much. I don't think much of his shots went in, but he did, all the other things. He made sure, like a drive in, get the double teams, dish it out. His Fred Van Vliet, like VV Fred Van Vliet. What a guy. What a guy.
What a man.
I mean, what a man. VV. What a man. Okay. And things happened. It didn't really work out. Giannis, whatever. Kawhi Leonard making sure the team was on, like he took them on his back to the finals. I'm sure you're like a proud mother to Kawhi right now.
Absolutely proud mother for Kawhi Leonard. I feel like he has all my faith in him. And obviously it is because of me that he is performing so well.
No doubt.
I'm sending him positive vibes all the way from Luxembourg, and I think it's really affecting him where his performance has gone to. I mean, it's almost Jordan-esque. I've not watched Jordan play live, but I've watched like his hardwood classics. Like I've watched like entire games of Jordan, and I think the thing that I find very similar between the both of them is that they know how to pace their game. Like Jordan never went like all out. Like for example, like Russell Westbrook, who just goes all out, like crashing the boards, or he's not streaky like Steph. He scores like 10 points a quarter. Like when he picks his spots, he picks his shots, he picks his time. It never seemed like Jordan was forcing the issue. And I think that's very similar with Kawhi. Like he never seems like he's forcing the issue. He scores very silently, and then suddenly you look at his scoreboard, it's like he scored 25 points, and it's like, oh my god, when did that happen?
When did that happen?
Right. And so I mean, I think he did what I said he would do, and I'm very happy about that. On various levels, if you know what I mean.
I do. See, this time we've not taken any names whatsoever.
No names have been taken this time. And so I think I'm a happy guy, and I think Giannis is an excellent player, and I think Bucks is probably going to come back stronger and with the more passion. And I think Giannis reminds me of kind of like LeBron, where like LeBron was unstoppable unless you made him shoot, and that's what
that is what the Raptors did to him.
The Raptors did for them. Is like, listen, we're not going to let you do your whole spin move, get into the paint, and so Giannis is going to develop some kind of mid-range jumper or some kind of post game, because he doesn't really have a post game. He just gets at one step.
When he gets deep position and then one move directly there.
But he needs that first step. Like he's not like a back to the basket. So I think like he would have to develop those two skills, which he probably will. Because if you compare him to when he came to the league, he didn't know anything. Like you could see him just like very barely like even knowing how
not developed at all. But like you've seen the growth.
You've seen the growth. So I think definitely Giannis is going to come back stronger. Hopefully the Raptors next year will also, I'm just talking next year, like keep Kawhi, and the Knicks are going to be there. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good overall.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard rumors, but we're not going to validate them. I mean, we've heard rumors that, KD has sold his Oakland house and he's got some place in New York. So let's see. I'd be very happy if he goes to Knicks. Only because, the whole, the whole NBA will become little.
But then what if Anthony Davis goes to the Warriors?
What? Oh, God. Anthony Davis going to the Warriors? I think KD is a little more valuable to the Warriors than Anthony Davis. I don't know. I just feel that way, but...
okay, fair enough.
That's...
I feel like, if the Warriors can pull off getting Kevin Durant, like they can pull off getting Anthony Davis, who really wants to win a ring, and you can just be like, hey, come here.
Come
here. Why are you going to go to Lakers, bad franchise? Why would you go to the Celtics, a bad franchise? Why would you go to the Knicks? They're just getting their players. So
I know you're saying this from the Warriors perspective, because on this pod itself, like we have evidence of you saying why would you go anywhere else? Just go to the Lakers. Get the women, get the money, be in a fancy ass place, take a helicopter from your house to Staples Center, do all that thing.
As compared to staying in New Orleans is what that was the difference.
Yeah. No, I mean anywhere else. Where would you want to stay in? If let's just say this: if you were a professional basketball player, Like, if you had to choice between New York or LA, what is your scene?
Oh, are you saying me?
Yes, you.
I think New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I would pick New York because it has all the seasons. You know, it's got a lot of industries there, and I would pick New York.
You would pick New York. Well,
Better
maybe.
food scene also.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, not that I know, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh, you haven't been to both either of those two.
I haven't been west of Istanbul. I think Istanbul is the westest I've been.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of places to explore. Inshallah,
Yes.
something will work out. Anyway, so I mean, like, congrats to the Bucks for making it till here. I mean, I'm sure the expectations are much higher, but sometimes it doesn't work out, and then you learn. Something Kawhi happens, and then
But
I
think
Kawhi
the
did this
cool
happen.
part is like Kawhi made like two grown ass men, like 7 footers, like really feel like shit. Yeah, weep. I mean, it reminds me of like just Jordan making
Barkley, Malone,
Barkley,
everyone.
and all just oh my God.
Why are you still here?
Why are you still here? It's kind of it really was. It had that feeling.
True. I mean, I'm sure, like, I see Embiid is like a really, like, passionate person, and Giannis also. So, I mean, we're not a knock on them. It's just that, Kawhi did it. That's all.
Kawhi did it. Kawhi is a better man.
Yeah, Kawhi is a better man.
Kawhi
is like, and Kawhi did not be like, ha 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 ha. It's like, all right, congratulations for making it this far. But this is it. Okay. So yes, now we have got the Raptors. We've got the Warriors. The Raptors with home court advantage. Game 1 and 2. I think Friday India time. Friday and Sunday, I guess, or Monday. I think Friday and Monday. Yeah. So the first question would be, what do the Raptors have to do to beat the Warriors?
You should answer that first. Then
I should answer that.
Yeah.
I think they have to. I mean, the generic answer would be shut down Clay and Steph. Easier said than done, but this is the same Kawhi Leonard who, with a bunch of almost nobodies, almost did that to a Steph Curry, Clay Thompson, and Kevin Durant wala thing. I mean, when his last season his last proper playoff game with the thing, he did that. And even though I did not believe that they could have won the series, but he did that. Like, that series at Oracle Arena, he
for three quarters.
For 3 quarters, he absolutely shut down any chance that the Warriors probably were looking shell shocked, like they had not faced anything like this. And he didn't even score that. He had 26 points, which is not a lot, right?
In 3 quarters, my friend.
Okay, fine. Which is on pace for 40 points, which is okay, great. But he had 26 points and they had a 23-point lead.
Yeah.
Like, he was just getting everyone involved. On defense, there was nothing to stop him. So, and I really, because I really hated that KD Wala Warriors, I'm like, this could be that karma sort of, like, coming back, like that same guy coming back from a different country and, doing this.
No, this kind of karma stuff only on an Indian podcast.
Exactly.
For all the listeners. Karma takes.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's why I feel that he can sort of shut down Steph. Not really, but he can do a very good job. But what is more important is, again, Fred VanVleet has to show up. Ibaka has to be huge. They have to make the Warriors not play the Warrior game, which is just running around like defense. I mean, I think they played pretty good defense on the Bucks, but the Bucks were always that one focal point. Ball goes through him all the time, and it is easier. Again, I'm doing air quotes. Easier to stop it in the playoffs because you face the same team again and again. I mean, if they had 2 regular season games, but I don't think there's anything to gleam out of it. This is a completely new series. Toronto is the only team which has faced adversity. A game 7 down, like game 2 games, down 2-0, come back there. So I would say the advantage is with the Warriors because the Warriors are Warriors. But to answer the question, I think just stifle the thing, have your 3-pointers go in, and then you roll the dice. I think if it's close enough in the 4th quarter, I have faith that Kawhi will come through in the fourth quarter. Let them keep it close, and then it'll happen.
So is this your prediction for
predictions
with KD?
for
No. With KD or without KD?
With KD, there's absolutely no chance. It's a 5-game thing for the Warriors. With KD, I don't see any chance for them. With KD, I don't see any chance. But without KD, I can see that this will be an interesting finals for the first time in 3 years. Right, 4-1, 4-0, and for the first time in 3 years, this will be an interesting finals. As in, I would not, be like, there's no chance. But and I really don't think, man. What makes you think KD is gonna come back?
No, I mean maybe he won't come back for the first 2 games, but he can come back later on.
He could, but
he won't be 100%.
No, he could, and I don't think his fitness thing. I mean, I'm sure he's working on, but I think that injury is really more serious than they've been letting on. But of course, this is all speculation. I have no idea. But now let me put that back to you. What do you think the Raptors have to do to beat the Warriors?
I mean, honestly,
but first, let me ask you this question. I mean,
okay.
With the KD, if KD is in the Warriors, what are the chances for the Raptors to win, or what do you think the prediction sort of will be, or will it be close?
For me, honestly, this whole battle reminds me very much like the 2011 Mavericks run.
Okay.
Where no one really expected much of the Mavericks. I think they were the third or fourth seed.
Second seed. No, I don't remember. Maybe third seed.
No. Third or fourth seed, I think. And they just went on a tear, and they went through all the best teams of that 3-4 year stretch. And when they came up with the with the Miami Heat, which was the juggernaut at that time, even though it was the first year, I think they kind of didn't really gel well enough for them to really be very explosive. And I feel like this Warriors team, if KD comes back, won't be that cohesive as it used to be. Okay. And without KD, I feel like the Raptors have a better chance of winning. So it reminds me a lot of that, where you have this one superstar who kind of is shouldering the entire responsibility.
Okay.
And you have these really good role players who can contribute at a very high level, if they contribute, right? So if they contribute, it becomes really good.
Okay.
I think what Toronto has to do to win, I think, is just play a good defense. I think that's their strength. Unlike Portland Trailblazers, where defense was not their strength, and they got killed.
Yeah. Well.
I think the Raptors' defense is their strength, and they actually have 3 very good defensive players that can shut down the 3. Not shut down, but at least really reduce the productivity of the other 3.
Mm-hmm. Is Kawhi Leonard one of those 3?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Yes, so I think he, Siakam, and Danny Green are very good. I mean, Danny Green is kind of, I don't know what has happened to him.
Yeah, what is up that?
Yeah, I mean, forget his shooting, even his defense has kind of fallen off, which is kind of really weird, because he usually, especially when he was in the Spurs, his defense was just crazy. So I hope that, all 3 of them kind of really step up on defense.
Okay.
And I think they should kind of switch between who they really guard. Obviously, they all 3 are kind of bigger than other than KD, they're bigger than Steph and Clay, so they can always keep switching. And other than Danny being on KD, everyone else is kind of interchangeable. So if there's no KD, then I think the defensive load can really be tackled very well depending on the lineup. So I think last time I didn't have much faith on Nick Nurse because I was not sure how the lineups he would play would be. But I think this time I'm very confident that, I remember that in the second game of the Bucks series, he was playing everybody. He played, what's his name, Jody Meeks. I mean, the lineups were, at one point, there was none of the starting 5 against the starting 5.
I think that game was a blowout, right? I think game 2 was a blowout, proper blowout.
Yeah, proper blowout. And he did a lot of really big mistakes because I remember first quarter they were down 7 with 3 minutes to go. And he benched Kawhi. End of the first half. And by the time the half got over, I think they were down 14. And it just didn't make any sense. Like, why would you bench Kawhi when you have a half coming? Like, let him just at least stay in the game. It wasn't like Kawhi was tired or anything like that. They were down 7. Like, if he was there, they probably would have been down, 10 max, right? But anyway, the point being that, he has improved, and he has played very good lineups on defense. Offense, still he has a lot to work on, but on defense, he has a good understanding of where to play his players. So I think if he just sticks to those and like understands when, if Steph goes out or Clay goes out, then, you rotate Kawhi onto, Draymond, for example, so that he can get some rest on the defensive side. So those things, I think if Nick Nurse manages correctly, I think the Raptors defense can shut down, can reduce the offensive threat that is the Golden State Warriors. Now, the defensive strength of the Golden State Warriors is something the Raptors have to really work with, because the Golden State Warriors are very, very good defensively too. Right?
No doubt.
So you have Clay and Draymond who if they blitz Kawhi, I don't know how Kawhi is going to score. Right. So if they put Draymond and Clay on Kawhi and say like, if Kawhi gets the ball, double team, get the ball out of his hand.
Okay.
And Kawhi probably will not be able to like maneuver around these two players, right?
But see, I understand your point, but that is something that will happen in, let's say that happens in game 1, or it happens in crucial stretches of game 1. Because I think game 1 is the closest, so let's just talk about that game. I mean, that is something that you can adjust for, right? Like, basketball mein kya hai? You have a plan, how well you execute it, and how well the other team can react to the plan, more or less determines whether you can win or not, right? Because Bucks were given free reign in game 1 and 2, won the games. Like when it came back to Toronto, Nick Nurse realized, ye karna hai, wo karna hai, he'll put Kawhi on Giannis, made some adjustments, got it done, right? So, let me ask you this question instead of you talking about the defense of, Warriors and, how effective it will be. What do the Warriors do? Because we almost have confirmed that KD will not play in game 1, and probably he won't play in game 2 as well. So what do the Warriors do?
I don't think Warriors are going to change their strategy much. I think their strategy has got them 3 championships. They play the same way. They have the death squad that comes in the third quarter.
But KD is part of the death squad, right? The Hampton 5. KD is part of that. So now that KD is part of that Hampton 5. It's him, Steph, Clay, KD,
but is it?
Iguodala and Draymond.
I think the death squad was different. The Hamptons 5 after KD came, but before that it was called the death squad, which didn't have KD.
Which didn't have KD, but I think they had some people who were traded away. No, was it Livingston and
somebody, man?
Okay, as long as you have Steph and Clay, Steph and Clay, yeah.
Yeah, so it was Steph, Clay, Draymond, and I think it was like Andrew Bogut or some shit like that.
Can't be Bogut. I think it was a small lineup. As in, it was all. I think Livingston might have been there. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's possible Livingston was there. Oh, Harrison Barnes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That was
former guest on the Ball is Way podcast.
Ball is Way pod, yeah. So I don't think they will change any of their strategy. I think the only thing they would, because they shouldn't, because they are very comfortable playing at their pace.
Yeah.
Their job is to make the opponent play at their pace.
Exactly.
And they have been very, very successful doing it. I don't think they will change it. They probably make some adjustments for Kawhi, but that will be on the defensive side, which I said, which is like double team him. That's the most obvious thing. And then let, Siakam or somebody, score. And so I don't think they're going to change anything I don't think they will change, and they should change because they're just very effective the way they are. They've played together for almost 5 years now. So I don't think there's going to be much changes on the Warriors side.
The Warriors do the same thing. They blitz Kawhi. I'm sure they'll not let Kawhi, do. I'm sure they'll be like, let the others beat us. If the others beat us, that's all right. So,
and also the thing is it's not like teams have not blitzed Kawhi before. The
Bucks did it.
Sixers, even the Sixers did it. They sent Jimmy and Ben Simmons on Kawhi. But like I said, that's what I like about Kawhi, is that he doesn't force the issue too much. Unless in the fourth quarter you have to get points, you are really down, and the only way to do it is give the ball to Kawhi and see what he does with the ball. Otherwise, he generally just passes the ball out. Whether or not it goes for a made basket is based on the person he passes it to, but he does not really force the issue. And a lot of times he just is passive. He doesn't really involve himself much into the offense. He's not someone who runs through screens, goes through people. He doesn't do the Steph thing, right? So off the ball, he doesn't have much activity.
Yeah.
I feel like the blitz killing will definitely work for them, because if the only way he is going to be involved in offense is, ISO and, transition, then blitz scaling, not scaling, sorry, blitzing will work on
what the hell
Kawhi.
is blitz scaling?
Blitz scaling is a tech term about like how to like scale something.
Okay. Oh, you just scale something blitzly. You just rapid growth hacking. Hashtag entrepreneurial terms.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know that Steve Kerr and Nick Nurse are listening to this podcast, so they'll just cancel it out. They'll be like, oh, he told them the idea, so I'll just plot against the idea, or however that is.
Yeah.
Okay. One question is, this is a little bit about Kawhi's defense personally. How much do you think the Claw can slow down by himself, as in what, like he did Giannis's offense? Do you think there's any way Kawhi can affect this series by his defense to that extent?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think, if there's no KD, right? Yeah. If there's no KD, what is going to happen is, Steph is the engine, right?
Yeah.
And if you shut down the engine, I don't think the Warriors, without Steph's ability to create spacing and being involved, off the ball.
Yeah.
See, the thing about Kawhi, and this is referring to all the discussions we have had about Kawhi on Twitter, without referring to, is that when he shuts people down, it's just that they don't get the ball anymore. So there is a different ways of shutting down. It's like once you shut down a person where you deflect a shot, or he takes a bad shot or whatever it is. But when Kawhi guards you, you're not getting the ball. Because he's on you. He's got big arms, right? So that if you're going to pass him, he's going to deflect it somehow. So the person who's passing the ball to the main person who's going to create the offense he's not going to get the ball. So I feel like they're going to play a double high screen for Steph when Steph is coming down, and if Kawhi is guarding them. But I don't think that's going to work with Kawhi, because they will get switches on Kawhi, but I think after the switch is got, and if Steph doesn't take the shot, then Kawhi will switch on Steph. So if the screen happens, and then if the person who gets screened and gets switched onto Steph does not allow Steph to take a good shot, and Steph passes the ball off, I think Kawhi will get back on Steph, and Steph will not get the ball back again.
Okay.
So that's the thing. So I think definitely, but the problem with that is unlike Giannis, who would just kind of stand at one place, Steph is always running. So it will be very, very difficult. I mean, honestly, if Kawhi Leonard shuts down Steph, that's
the legends will.
I'm telling you, he can retire next year, and he will be in the top 30 players of all time. It is really remarkable to stop a 7-footer and probably the best shooter, the MVP and the best shooter in consecutive series, and also be the high. Even Michael Jordan did that
and get the ring.
Well, yeah, if he gets the ring, then it's
I mean, if he stops Steph, I'm sure he's getting the ring.
Yeah, but if KD is there, then Steph. I'm just saying, just stopping Steph, right?
Yeah.
Is a big deal itself. Now, whether or not they win has to do with whether Clay starts scoring 40 points in 15 minutes or something like that. Things that you cannot predict.
We're not even gonna go there. If that happens, we'll be like, we didn't tell you. It
reminds me of this one series that they were playing against OKC.
Game 6, please. Let's not do this. I remember game 6. 11 threes.
Yeah. So something like that you can't really predict and stop, and that's the thing that this team is capable of those things. Right? Very few teams are capable of those, like 11 threes, like being 25 points below and then suddenly in like 5 minutes.
I don't wanna bring up the point of Clay never having shown up in the NBA finals, but like with Clay, who really knows? One day he'll be like,
yeah. He just like you need Clay to win you one game. That's what you need.
I mean, if you need Clay to win you one game, then you're probably down, and then Clay will be like, "Okay, fine, I got you."
Okay, fine, I'll play.
Fine, yes,
fine, okay. You both people with max contracts can't do shit anyway, so let me just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there are a lot of it's a very interesting finals, I think. But in the end of the day, I feel like the Golden State Warriors is going to win. But I think this because last time I picked my choice against my heart. I was regretting. I could not totally enjoy the series. I'm gonna put all my effort and all my hopes and dreams behind Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors and say the Raptors in 6.
Raptors in 6.
6.
I didn't even ask you for a prediction, but you've already given me one.
Take it
Raptors in 6. Raptors in 6. So what? They'll win the finals in the Oracle Arena, beating them. Wow.
Yeah, I feel so. I feel like if they are up 3-2, like that's a lot of pressure on home for the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean the Warriors have not lost.
Yeah, and if they don't have KD, it's the end.
Okay. I think. I mean, my prediction. If they have KD, then 5 games sweep, but they don't have KD for game 1, so like maybe 6 games Warriors in 6. But without KD, I don't know. I really want the Raptors to win, but whatever I say becomes the opposite. So I'll say Warriors in 7.
Yes, good choice.
But I really want, I want Raptors to win to complete that bloody circle of Zaza killing him and then him leaving the Spurs, breaking my co-host's heart, and then going to a foreign country, doing that entire between doing all that entire nonsense, and then basically Spurs getting the amazing DeMar DeRozan, and it coming back here. I think it'll be some sort of happiness for all of us.
Yeah, I think it would be like a good circle, and I think it would piss Popovich a lot, and hopefully it pisses him enough where he says, "Fuck it, I'm going to stay for the next 10 years and not let Kawhi win another championship." Something like that, he just takes it on him. He calls Tim Duncan, like, "Duncan, I want you back. Start working out." And Duncan goes to the gym and starts pumping iron, and suddenly just comes
but Pop, I'm already at the gym.
I saw the finals, Pop. It's
when do you want me back?
It's time to take down the claw. That would be amazing. I was then like, Manu Ginobili's, yes.
Pop, I'm drinking some wine here, Pop. Why are you calling me at this time? We need to stop the claw now. Okay.
Yes. Then from the dead, they all are resurrected. They come out. It would be awesome. I feel I think that's something that would be great.
If we had some animation talents, maybe we could have done something. But sadly, we only have tongue talents.
Tongue talents. Okay, I don't know what. But okay, that's it. No, we are not going to talk about tongue talents.
So yes, let's talk about our very simple. I mean, I actually want to talk about have you seen that photo of Pop and Steve Kerr having dinner at a restaurant?
Yeah, but I think that was fake. I think it was already. It was an old photo.
It was an old photo.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, why would there be an old photo? I mean, they are close, I guess.
Yeah.
And Steve Kerr is not very much unlike Popovich. I mean, his team is also not like a hero ball team. They also do this thing. They just have better 3-point shooters, something which Pop absolutely hates, the 3-pointers. But
Pop doesn't hate the 3-pointers.
Yeah, he does hate the 3. He said, what is this, a circus where everyone's just chucking up 3-pointers. He's on record saying he hates 3-pointers, but that's the game. So when somebody actually mentioned the fact that the NBA might have a beyond half court 4-pointer shot, he's like, that's it. I will punch people in the throat if they bring out such things.
Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. It is actually, it happened recently.
Yeah, wow. Facts have been verified on this podcast for the first time. No fake news here, sir.
No fake news. We are all about checking up facts.
We're all about love, but also checking out facts.
True. We're all about love.
Yeah, so you think they like, so how do I stop the claw? You cannot stop the claw. You have to take out his oil.
Obviously. I mean, with our brief, entrance into the NBA sphere, we have also, felt the pangs of jealousy and
wow, good one.
Like just like wanting to like not
fall to the upstart.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Imagine, you're a celebrated coach and, this guy tells you fuck off, shows the people that, the player is more important than the coach.
Yeah.
Right? Because the thing is, anyone who plays under the Popovich era, right? Like, I think when he won the finals MVP, I don't know if it was LeBron or KD. I think it was KD, where KD said, like, yeah, if you give me Pop, like, even I can go and do that. Something like that.
I think it was KD, yeah.
Because KD is a bitch. I think it was KD. I think KD only is the one
of course,
who can,
only KD says such bitch things.
Such shit, right? Such disrespect. So I think Kawhi like really said, okay, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go do it myself. And he went and he did it. And I think now suddenly, it's just like, oh, so Popovich is not that great. Okay, he was very lucky to have Tim Duncan, which is all true. I mean, I don't think Popovich will deny any of that stuff.
No, absolutely not.
He always says that, like, if you have the...
But, yeah. I mean, if you have Tim Duncan, if you have manager, if you have Tim Duncan, it's quite easy to coach.
Yeah,
people.
No, I mean, initially, like, he had David Robinson, who was MVP, so, like, 2 years back. So he just said, like, if you have the good fortune of having David Robinson and then getting Tim Duncan, then,
it's kind of easy.
Like, it's kind of very easy to not fuck up. And people forget this. I remember when Tim Duncan came into the league, because I was just starting to like, follow basketball, and like Tim Duncan joining the Spurs was kind of like such a big deal, because Tim Duncan was, LeBron, Tim Duncan, all these people, like Kobe when he came into the league, right? There wasn't much fanfare.
Yeah.
But when Tim Duncan came into the league, there was a massive, like, oh my God, like this guy.
Tim Duncan
like, it was kind of the LeBron thing at that time.
The first pick after studying 4 years in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a beast. Look at his college stats, right? And so it was a big deal. And David Robinson. So generally, the way it works is like you have the top picks who are very good, who go to very, very shitty teams, right?
Yeah.
But San Antonio is not a shitty team. San Antonio is a very good team.
They just tanked properly.
They tanked properly, right? And that was the mastermind of Greg Popovich, and there was luck involved where they tanked and they got the first pick, which was Tim Duncan, right? So suddenly
you have this. They got a player. Tim Duncan was a swimmer who then switched to basketball. His mom told him before her death that you should get your college degree. So he waited 4 years. So he came into the draft at that time, and they properly tanked for him, and they managed to get they managed to get the top pick.
Yeah. So you have a 60-win team that tanked for a year, got the like top pick, and then won the championship.
Yeah.
Right.
And has not been in the lottery since that time.
Since then.
Yeah.
So so anyway, the point being that like these people are very, very calculative, very, very competitive. They really want to win. They'll do anything to win, and they'll do anything to get back to people who have, fucked them over, right? So. That's the reason why they didn't want to trade Kawhi to any of the Los Angeles teams. Because why the fuck will I give someone?
I'll just send him away from the country. I'll just deport him.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Steve and Greg Popovich discussed like weaknesses of Kawhi, and I'm pretty sure Greg Popovich definitely told Steve how to stop him. Because in the end, it's all about like influence, right? So it can't be like Steve Kerr is now like the granddaddy of all the coaches, right? He's the one, he's numero uno, right? So you want to be in good, like you already are in good terms. You can't be like, no, I can't. It's like,
But I think it's a little telling because, see, this is not like 18, 19, right? We have all the video analytics. We have all the scouting. We have everything. And yet, Steve Kerr felt the need, and we are just hoping that there's not a friendly dinner. I'm sure. I mean, friendly dinner you can have anytime, not before the NBA finals. I'm saying, even with all the scouting, even with every single game being broken down from every single angle, having multiple angles on a guy, having all that video analytics and having this analytics, shot progress, everything. There's still that human element where Steve Kerr is like, Pop, you tell me what we are missing out of all this data that we are seeing. Something that nothing here can show us.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty telling for what it's worth.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think, and both of them are big, basketball minds. They've seen everybody.
I think it says
Steve
a lot
Kerr
about
has seen
Kawhi also. Yeah, I think it says a lot.
Kawhi is incredible. Like, there's no. I think people forgot. 2017, he was almost MVP candidate. He destroyed the Memphis Grizzlies all by himself.
Yeah, the Memphis Grizzlies. Wow, what a team to destroy.
Dude, they were a good team at that time with Mike
No,
Conley.
2017. Come on. No, not the 2017 Memphis Grizzlies. I think one of the Memphis Grizzlies did sweep the did sweep the Spurs, but that was like when Zebo was also there.
Sweep the Spurs.
Yeah, they did. No, it was game. Sorry, it was not sweep. 4-3. Yeah, it was not sweep. No.
Very few teams can sweep the Spurs, man. Come on.
Only Lakers with Shaq.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
What?
Two times. You can check the records.
I'll check the records.
Check the records right now. Oh, I was wrong then.
Yes, you were wrong, my friend.
But all right, man. 4041 and all is like almost 4040 only. But not really. But whatever.
God, how many times I
I'm not scared of being wrong. Like I said, told some people on platforms we will not mention.
What did you say?
I said I'm not it's not that I've always been right. I've been wrong also.
When have you been right? That's the question.
I've been right multiple times. But nobody remembers the good times. They only remember when a goalkeeper messes up and a shot or wicketkeeper misses something.
That's the way you judge greatness, my friend.
No, that's not the way. You should judge it analytically based on logistical regression and figuring out whether this guy can predict anything. Okay, something I wanted to ask about. I seem to have forgotten. Oh yes,
Rob Pelinka.
No, not that. Not that shit is absolutely bullshit. I don't know now. See, the thing is, now I'm doubling down on my bet that Magic Johnson is a crazy guy. So he's just spread rumors everywhere that we should discredit Pelinka as fast as possible.
Yeah,
because he has the power, he can do it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
It's so interesting. I've always I'm kind of I always tell people I'm like a non-profit guy at the heart, and kind of sannyasi at the heart, but I enjoy doing challenging things, so I run a for-profit company, which is very barely making profits. Right, and I always
and you're running a podcast which is absolutely making no money.
It's totally non-profit. Yeah. So I mean, it's non-revenue. Forget profit.
Okay, that hurts.
That hurts. But
it's true, but it hurts.
In 10 years, this podcast is going to be the bomb.
Yeah.
Long game. We play
long game, obviously. Yeah.
Anyway, so it's interesting how these people, especially in America, and I mean it's everywhere around the world, but they always say these really nice things, and they're so honest and you just feel oh, we have to absolutely trust them, but they're so shit inside, there's so much politics, there's so much of backstabbing, there's so much of you scratch my back, I scratch your back, because the amount of money involved is so high, and the people are involved. Say I'm general manager of some team, and I'm making $500,000, let's say, right? And you have to make a decision that's worth $30 million. So the guy's going to be what do I get?
Yeah.
So there's so much of that, and in business and in generally, that I'm unsurprised that Magic Johnson is kind of a shitty person, because he is thoroughly into it. He was the guy who made this deal with Bus that he will take $1 million for 25 years from the Lakers, which is a crazy deal at that time.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure, like, now there is like a power struggle on top. Kobe and LeBron and like Magic, like, who's the top dog?
Yeah, apparently Kobe was pissed that his name was brought into this entire thing. I mean, courtesy
Yeah,
Stephen A.
because it is
Smith.
speculation, right? It's speculation that maybe Kobe is trying to get, like,
Yeah.
trying to buy the team, and Kobe is like, I just want an Oscar. Like, I don't give a shit. You know. So yeah, it's, but they have to build those narratives, and narratives is what, like they say in Game of Thrones, stories are what, something like that, right?
Power resides where men believe it resides.
No, there's a the final thing where Tyrion says stories are civilization, and hence we shall make this guy the king, something like that. The power of stories.
I've forgotten that ending, man. That was one sad ending.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyways,
You've crossed over to
yeah.
Game
So
of
I think
Thrones.
I definitely think there's a lot of power struggle, and Rob Pelinka obviously he was a shitty person. I don't know why he became the general manager. I don't know.
Isn't Rob Pelinka like he was Kobe's agent, and then Kobe pushed him to the GM position, right? He was Kobe's agent.
Yeah, but nobody liked Rob Pelinka apparently in the NBA. And if your job is to make,
I mean, nobody likes agents, man. Like that's agents' job is to be hated and make money for their clients. Nobody likes agents. If you remember that Entourage movie in the Entourage series, have you seen the Entourage?
No.
You've not? Okay,
No.
that is sad. You should, but yeah, forget it. I mean, nobody likes even their clients hate agents, but because agents make the money decisions, right? Like clients might say कि मेरा soul इसमें है, मेरे को नाटक करना है. Agents be like, bitch, you're not doing any of that. You do this multi-million-dollar movie so that we can all make some money out of it. They come from a different world. I mean, since we're talking about money, like I had this idea, and not sure, maybe if the people listening, our audience listening to the podcast can, like we can hold our NBA opinion givers, like, to a little, like you can't just make predictions without having any, like,
money
fallback. And like, don't give the money to me. So for every prediction you make, if it goes wrong, you give 100 rupees to my charity, my High Five Association, of which High Five Youth Foundation, of which I'm officially a junior coach right now, soon to be trained to be.
Kids.
No, I'm a complete non-individualistic person on it. I'm like, pass the ball. Don't just dribble 2 times. No dribbling more than 2 times. So they're all little kids, man. But I'm saying, any a charity of your foundation or whatever it is, like we can all, like all our NBA writers and OPA content creators, like Hupasani, Karan, I mean, everyone together can decide ki, all our wrong predictions will be 100 rupees each, will go into a box, and that money will donate to anything which supports basketball at the grassroots level. I mean, it's not a really bad idea, and 100 rupees is not really that much, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
It's a good idea. You think 100 rupees is okay?
100 rupees is okay.
100 rupees, okay. Okay. All right. If you've listened to this podcast, then please, if you've reached this part, then let me know what you think of this idea. And on that great idea out of this podcast, I think we should call a night for this pod. This episode will hopefully soon be out, because like it's a chill episode. We've just been like breezily going through the motions.
Yes, it's very chill.
It's very chill. It's a little weird, like not having a guest after, I think, like 4 continuous episodes of having guests.
Yeah.
We had Sean,
I think like when you have a guest, you have to like make sure that the guest gets enough time to speak. Like you're asking like good questions to the guest, like and
to make it interesting. We have to sound intelligent. I can ask intelligent questions. Here we're like, you serve, okay, I'll serve. You hit, I'll hit, and things.
And I think just the both of us is a little bit more chill, and we can like it's true.
No pretensions here.
Yes. Not that we were pretending.
Ever. But okay then. All right, audience, please, listeners, male, female, from Abu Dhabi, Luxembourg, wherever you guys are from, India, Calicut, Coorg, and wherever else my mom is traveling. Yes, please keep listening. Keep telling us if you like something. If you don't like something, also tell us. Please troll us. We are not as sensitive as you think we are. We love getting trolled. We love getting trolled. We have to initiate trolling so that somebody would do it, and yet people are like, no, we'll not troll them.
We are not gonna troll. Like, come on, that's the whole point of Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, we're the podcast is firstly about love, but secondly about getting
fun, being a fan.
Being a fan, being a fan. I mean, NBA is an amazing sport. Like, that's what we love. That there's, hundreds of people have different opinions. Somebody will say Shaq was the greatest. Somebody will say Hakeem was the greatest. Somebody will say Kareem was the greatest. Whatever it is, there's, we just would like to discuss, argue, not lose that little fan thing that we have, and more or less that's what this pod is all about. So until next time will be I think we'll have an episode either after game 2 or after game 4, so that we have a better idea. I think it'll be game 4 unless it's over by then, which I hope it'll not be.
No, I don't think it'll be over by game 4. I mean,
okay, all right.
It would take a monumental task for Kawhi to suck and a monumental task for the Warriors to play extremely well away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's a sweep.
Okay, all right then. And on that second end, we will end this podcast. Please check us out again. Check us out for our next episode then. All right, Vinny, say bye.
Bye, people.
Okay.